Um, Good evening, my friends. Let us begin our webinar, our final day. You have sent me many different images, and today we're gonna have a look at some of the renders that you made, and also I will give you some interesting theory. So let's move on. Please let me know if you hear me well. I think you do because my colleague is telling me that everything is fine. So you can rate the quality of the broadcast from 1 to 10. So let's have a look at what we. Yeah, thank you very much. Let's have a look at what we learned yesterday. So we talked about how to read interior photography and why it is important. We talked about the types of camera angles in 3D. I gave you some basic, but I think rather interesting theory that could help you structurize your work while setting up the cameras. Also, we talked about realistic materials, what are they made of, and we also discussed the map of the skill set of a 3D artist. And yeah, today we're gonna talk. I think we skipped. Yeah, the fifth topic will be considered today. So today we'll talk about how to constantly improve your level, where to find first clients, how to make a portfolio that sells, and I will also, in the end, give you the feedback on your renders. So yeah, let me know if you were here yesterday. If not, then put 2 in the chat. And we will quickly move on because, yeah, I would like to finish in like 45, 50 minutes. So yeah, today I will review your works. So let's straight away go to our point. And well, I can see that the majority of you have been present yesterday. It's good to see. Good to see familiar names. So, what is the secret of improving your level? This secret is depicted on this image, and I guess it might be a little bit difficult for you to see what is exactly there if you're watching on the phone, but it's not actually that important. What is important is for you to see the amount of renders, amount of images, amount of tests that have been made in order to achieve the final result. So in your top left corner, you see the photograph. This image is a photograph. The second image is the beginning of the work. So it is the first render of a reproduced photograph. And then you can count over 10 renders where everything is slightly different, where the ceiling has different texture, it has different color, slightly different tint, and the floor has also different glossiness. And by the end, in your bottom right corner, you can see that the very last image in the bottom right corner is the photograph, and the previous one, this particular one, is the final render. So this is to show that you have to spend a lot of time actually finalizing your image. The problem that I see time and time again is when a 3D artist creates a scene, a project in 3D, set some materials, set some lighting, and just hits the final render button. And this is not enough. Many people do not spend enough time polishing every single aspect of the work. Yet it is actually the crucial part. So if we today we're gonna have a look at many different interesting images, and you will see this process in action. One of the key elements of how to apply this method of constant improvements is to get feedback from a more experienced person, from a more experienced artist. Because when you have a work like that, I mean, okay, let's say a work like that, it is not actually bad, but me as an experienced artist, I can see the drawbacks that this particular work has. So I instantly see the problems with reflections here. For some reason, like the door is very flat. However, I know that the material on this door actually is rather glossy. So this is, ringing a bell in my head that something is wrong with this material. Also, if you have a look at the luggage here, I can see that it has some dark spots in some dark reflections in places where it has to be perfectly reflective. So when I also I have a look at the floor, and I see that the textures of the wood are being tiled in the wrong scale. They're kind of stretched way too much. And my student, this is the work of my student, well, he thought that it was good enough for final image. Because he just, due to the lack of experience, he could not see what actually he had to fix. So when I gave him my feedback, the image became like this. So first of all, as you can see, we have dimmed the light a little bit in order to see the detailization better, because here everything was just a little bit too bright. Here in this render, you can see many more beautiful reflections, especially on the doors, as you can see here. And also here in the very center, you can see the beautiful reflection that was supposed to be there, but due to some minor problems, it wasn't there. So literally, I just told him to switch off one button and untick one box in the background, and the image, excuse me, it changed completely. So also the luggage here, as you can see, it becomes real somehow. It gets the right shadowing, it gets the right reflections, it looks correct, whereas here it looks kind of weird. If we move further, here I want to ask you some questions. So here is a render. This is a replica of a scene from The Great Gatsby with Leonardo DiCaprio. And one of our students was very impressed by this film. She was very inspired, and she decided to recreate one of the scenes from Great Gatsby. But when I saw this render, I immediately gave her my feedback. So now I want to ask you, what do you think is wrong here? What feeling do you have? Can you describe the feeling that you have when you look at this render? What is it that you think is wrong here? look closely at this image and just try to listen to yourself. Try to listen to your feeling, to your artistic feeling. What does it tell you? What is it that is not good, not perfect here? Okay, so I can see the comments. It looks like few elements are photoshopped. Lighting, in some way, absolutely yes. The sensation that you have, yeah, fake lighting has been used. It looks like a few elements are photoshopped. It gives you, actually, there is no Photoshop. However, some of the elements look so bad that they do seem to be sort of Photoshop. They don't seem natural. And this gives you a feeling that something is wrong, right? You feel it, you see it. Textures from curtains are missing, focused on different areas. Curtains are overexposed. Yeah, that is perfect. Curtains are absolutely overexposed because the material there is badly badly tuned. As for the focus, I would say that the focus is probably all right. However, I will explain a little bit later the problem that you might be referring to. Fake lighting. No, there is actually no fake lighting, but you know, it's just messed up. You see, it's just a very unbalanced render. Okay. Light reflection in the chandelier. Well, I could agree with that. Okay, thank you very much for your feedback. And now let's have a look at the render that is fixed after the feedback that I gave. So now I want you to look at this render and tell me what changed, what became better. How did your feeling change regarding this particular render? What do you think is now better? Do you feel some difference in your sensations when you look at this render compared to the previous one? I will tell you straight away that this is a very, very far from perfect. However, it is significantly better than the previous one. Okay, so you're saying that the background and curtains are better. First, camera angle has been improved. Well, camera angle has been indeed improved, and but I want actually I want to hear one word from you guys, because every time I show this this example in my webinars, I expect one word to hear, and people always say it. Flooring overexposure improved. Well, I think the floor is all right in both cases here. It is balanced. Yeah, it is more balanced. Okay, so now, well, let me reveal the word. I think you will actually agree with me. The word is volume, and people often say that it became easier to breathe because now, well, here everything seems so cramped. You know, the camera angle is so narrow that the visual distance between the object is way too small, and this image looks super flat. Here, we have increased the camera angle, the field of view, And now the carpet, the carpet and everything that is standing on the carpet is being shown fully. It is not cut like it was cut here. It's cut down here. It's cut also on the side as well. So now the image has a more complete look. You see, also the curtains are not being cut. We can see the entire curtain length and the entire height of the window. Here, everything is cut. The chandeliers are also cut. Here, the idea of chandeliers is way more complete. So you understand the picture better. Of course, materials here in many cases are horrible, but it's just a way too gigantic scene to to make everything perfect from the first attempt. Lighting here could be improved like 10 times. The curtains are still crappy, but they're still way better than they were here because they're absolutely overexposed. And this is due to the settings of the material. So type a plus to me in the comments if you agree that this render is better than the previous one. I want to see if you are with me here. Okay, so let's move on and let's talk about another example. This is actually one of our works. It has like 2 years of age, I think. And this one will also actually demonstrate to you basically our personal level and how it developed. So now I want you to do the same thing. Here is a render for one of our Spanish customers. And I want you to tell me, what feeling do you have when you see this render? What is it that's off here? What is it that you don't like? What is it that makes you correct something? Have a look at it and let me know. What is it that is not good, not perfect here? You really did a great job, and I'm pretty sure that you won't let me down here. It might be a little bit difficult to describe the feeling, but I know you can. First, being technical, histogram is unbalanced. Darker are more dark, lighter ones are more light. I would say so. It is absolutely way too punchy. You know what I mean? It's like kind of very sharp. It is way too contrasty, and it is a little bit difficult to look at this image. Also, the camera angle, yeah, indeed, it is not subtle, and it is it has way too much going on. So it has very aggressive curtains with deep shadows, deep darks, and deep lights. It has skyscrapers in the background, which also add this vertical detailing, you see. So it just adds more visual noise, so to say. It doesn't give you any sensation of a volume. Also, the contrast in the scene itself is way too high. And also the geometry of the sofa is quite bad. So it's not a very realistic 3D model, actually. And also the material is bad. So if we look at at another parameter, it is the clarity, and the image is actually a little bit too noisy. So if we look at well, this year, this summer, we remade this project with our new knowledge and our developed vision, and that's what we get. So now I want you to tell me what is different here. Is it better? What sensation do you have? What do you think is better here? Think closely and let me know. Yeah, thank you. Much better. In terms of the models, I think that it was only the sofa that was changed here. You see, we have actually removed the background completely. This is actually also quite an appropriate. Sometimes it is quite an appropriate move, just to remove the background. Yeah, sofa absolutely is better. But also, if you have a look also over here on the left and compare with what's been here, so you can see it is too punchy, and you cannot see the material of the table. This lamp seems kind of too reflective. And here, it does look way more cozy. Also, you can see that the camera angle is way wider. The field of view is much wider than here. Here it is, again, it looks very flat. Also, in terms of the contrast here is much softer. This is why even here you can see the detailization and the texture. And also the image is a much cleaner in terms of noises. And also the lighting here is way more elaborate. If you have a look over here or here, you can see there is warm sunlight, warm scattered sunlight that that is going diagonally through this scene. Okay. Yeah, the light is way more, it somehow feels more natural. And here is probably the last example that I wanted to give you, but in order to speed up, I'll just show you two different images. So if you have a look at this one, again, from first sight, it seems kind of okay. A bit too contrasty as well, but nothing criminal. But if you have a look at this one, I think that you could agree that this image looks way more high quality and it looks way softer. However, it doesn't mean that it looks less three-dimensional. Would you agree? So put a plus in the comments if you agree with me that this image looks better than this one. Yeah. Also, if you have a look in this particular image, you can see that the idea was to show in the frame, to show this table in the frame. But the problem here is one that I encounter very often amongst my students. The problem is that an artist is trying to, when an artist is trying to put show too much information in one frame, and in this example, we were trying obviously not only to demonstrate the table but also the sofa, and you always have to be more specific. You have to show something. You have to show one thing. Don't try to show many things because you will fail. In this case, we tried to show also the zone with the area with the sofa. However, the sofa became cut. You see, in this image, we can clearly see that we show as much sofa as possible, and the idea of the sofa is being explicit. It's being completely described. There is nothing cut and nothing hidden. So this way, we don't show just one. well, we show one large area, not one plus a part of a second zone. You see, also you can see that the chairs are not cut here. The chairs are entire in the frame, and here they're way too contrasting and cut. So here we go, guys. I hope that I managed to kind of clarify what I mean in the idea of a constant improvement of your renders. I'm pretty sure that in a couple of years, if I come back to redo this project, I will make it even better. So now I want to quickly run through the topic of how to win orders, how to find new customers. And I want you to tell me if this is something of interest to you, because I have built a company with 60 employees and over $1 million of revenue. So I have been there from scratch, and it is my profession to achieve financial targets as a boss of a company. So I know a lot about how to find customers, how to sell, not only how to make beautiful renders. So please put 1 in the comments if this is something of interest to you. If not, then we will just skip it and move on to talk about other topics and primarily your renders. This topic will be interesting to, especially to those who would like just to have more orders. Okay, so I can see some feedback. So let me quickly describe what I wanted to tell you in this instance. Okay, thank you very much for your feedback. Actually, you might feel a little bit underwhelmed here, because I've got 4 pieces of advice for you, and they seem absolutely banal. They don't seem like, you know, a mystery, you know, that has been discovered, that was hidden for years. Any one of these examples of these exercises can change your life for better, for good. So the reason why I say that any of these 4 exercises can feel a little bit, can make you feel underwhelmed, is because maybe you already tried some of it and it didn't produce enough results, or you read something like send out your portfolio to 2 new designers daily. You just might feel uncomfortable with this task, you know, with this action. However, it doesn't mean that it doesn't work. And in my life, it worked always, and this is one of the, you know, best strategies. So the first idea how you can win new customers is your phone book. It is especially productive for beginners, because when you are a beginner and you don't have a large customer base, your job is to build it, and you don't have to, you know, be very picky and you know, leave, or I don't know, like skip small orders. You have to take all orders that come your way, and you have to do all the job that is coming your way. And in order to do that, you have to go to your phone book or your friends, on Facebook, or your Instagram account, or your phone. The thing here is that I can absolutely guarantee that absolutely any one of you has from 3 to 5 potential customers for your services in your phone book, and you don't have to sell them anything. You just have to contact them and ask them for help or for advice, and tell them that, okay, hey Brian, I am an aspiring 3D artist, and I really need to increase my customer base. Let me do some work for you, and if you like it, you pay me as much as you want. But just share with me your knowledge and let me just work for you. You know, that's an example of a dialogue that you might have. Also, you might just have, straight customers from that phone book. So the second technique is proving to be extremely productive every single day. Weekly, I have my students come to me and say that they found the customers that they work with for years thanks to this technique. So when you build up your portfolio, what you need to do is to go on behance.net or Instagram and just find at least 10 designers or 10 architectural bureaus every single day, and just send them your CV and tell them that here I am, I'm looking for work, so whenever you have something, please let me know, and that's it. I promise you that after 100 letters sent, statistically you will have high chances to win your first order, and not only your first, but you can do this non-stop. So the third idea here is to launch advertising, especially on Instagram. It works brilliantly. The beauty about our sphere is that we generate beautiful images, and people, all people love beautiful images of interiors. So it will be always good advertising. It will always work, even if you screw it up completely. And it doesn't actually cost much. My wife, who is an interior designer and also a 3D artist, she spent like 17 euros on advertising on Instagram before she was fully booked for 1 month ahead. So it does work. And the fourth idea is the dedicated events. So what it means is that in your town, there must be interior salons, that from time to time they give presentations of their new collections. And what they do is they attract interior designers. And when you go there, this is where you will see 20, 30, or 50 potential customers. So you just go there with your business cards and you just give them out. You talk to people and say that you are a 3D artist. So one event like this gave me 5 clients. So this absolutely works. Okay, guys, so let's move on. I think this is it with this topic. And a small piece of advice on how to make a portfolio that sells. Again, all you need to do is make sure that you have a good portfolio. Actually, even one project would be enough. And all you have to do is to just arrange it on Behance and on Instagram. And that's first thing that you have to do, if you don't have it, just go and do it. But before, make sure that your renders are on a good level. You see that they are on a good level, so that you know, you don't fall short of the quality. Because if you go to Behance and declare that you're a 3D artist and you are posting crap, then the chances are that you won't get a customer. Now, guys, let us go back to finally your works, and I will gladly talk about some renders that you sent me. You didn't send much. I mean, you did actually, but yesterday I improvised a little bit, and I suggested you to send me some of your renders, and I think I just was expecting to see more of your works, but you sent me a lot of works that you made after me on this webinar, on this marathon. So if we have the author of this work, please let me know. Vikram, what do you mean? Sorry, I'm afraid I didn't quite understand you. You're saying that this is the most common scene that I have ever seen. You mean this particular one, or what? Anyway, while you are responding, I will proceed with the comments. So yeah, let me just scroll through first through the renders that you sent me. So as you can see, the quality is very different. And here are the renders that you made after our video lessons. All right. Okay, so let's go back and begin with this one. So the first thing, well, I have actually two major issues with this particular image. If there is the author of this image, please let me know. The first issue that I have with this one is with the camera angle. And the thing here is that, well, let's first of all figure out what is it that we want, that the author wanted to show in this image. I guess it is this zone with the sofas. It is quite obvious, but for some reason it is cut and it is way down low. So even the legs of the chairs are cut. So what I would do is that I would pull the camera a little bit towards myself, a little bit farther from this area, and I would put the camera a little bit lower. I would raise up the camera target, and I would absolutely make sure that this armchair and this table are not being cut, so that they are fully presented. They're fully present in the frame. So the second thing that I would absolutely edit here is the artificial lighting with the spotlights. The spotlights here, there is one of the biggest mistakes that could be done. The mistake is that the spotlights, they don't have any directionality whatsoever. If you have a look, where do the spotlights emit the light, you will see that they emit light on the top of the wall, and this is the worst thing that can happen. The artificial lighting is much, in real life, it is much more directed. It doesn't light up the wall, especially the top part of the wall. It lights up the floor, and actually the things that are on the floor. So I would strongly recommend you to just increase the directionality of your artificial light sources to 0.45, 0.48, somewhere like that, and see how the scene will change. So the third piece of advice that I would give you is to make sure that you change the texture on the sofa, because it pixelates like crazy. You can see over here, down here, that the image, the picture, the pattern of this carpet is pixelating like crazy, and this is very bad. This is absolutely has to be changed. Apart from that, the interior is great. It is large. It is very opulent. It is very beautiful. I don't have much more criticism in terms of materials, actually, and actually in terms of the quality of 3D models. So I can feel quite a lot of experience behind this scene. But as I always say, the devil is in the detail, and very often we just don't have enough time, or we don't have enough willpower, to dedicate enough attention to all the places that require it. Okay, let's move on. And yeah, here we have a bit more trouble. So first of all, the camera is levitating somewhere just below the ceiling. Okay, so the camera has to be way lower. Also, the verticals of the camera have to be straightened. Then all the materials here have to be replaced, at least edited, because majority of them don't have any reflections, like these shelves, like this clock, I guess, on the wall. The material here of the fabric is also not very nice. Some materials, some objects are levitating that are not standing on the floor. Also, down here, I can see that the wall doesn't touch the floor, so we have natural lighting coming through this gap. Well, you guys are asking if you can share some of your renders. Actually, let me ask my colleague if it is possible, if she can still put them in the presentation. Give me 1 second. I will text her. Yeah, done. Okay, let me see what she says. Yeah, you can send your works, but yeah, I hope that it is possible. I just don't know. I've never done this before. I never changed the presentation while the webinar goes, but yeah, actually, yeah, you have to send your works right now, so that we see them and we upload them. So hurry up. Wait a second. Yeah, okay. Let's speak a little bit about this particular one as well. So if we talk about this one, we can clearly see that it is way too dark. Also, it seems to me that the curtain that we have here, it doesn't really let any of the natural light inside the room, because somehow here below it is much brighter, but here, well, anywhere in the room I don't see any natural lighting. Yeah. Also, this material of the well, yeah, just we need to work a lot about on these on the materials. So first thing I would do with the camera angle here is that I would make sure that this wall is perfectly in the center. If you remember yesterday's webinar, you have to put you have to create a front general angle. We have sent the form that you have to fill in the chat so that you could send your work. So please do it right now, and I think we'll be able to give you the comments. Also, if you have a look at this television, also, I just don't even understand what it is. It is gray, but there is some kind of image, but it is, 20 centimeters away from the wall. So yeah, I mean, you see, I'm sorry if I'm being too harsh here, because I have no idea what is your experience. Maybe it is your very first work, okay, and it is amazing for the for one of your first renders, but you don't need me to be kind. You need me to give you constructive criticism that will help you grow. Okay, let me know when you upload your works. Yeah, if we go here, so I don't know where this one was made. I don't know if it's 3ds Max. Actually, the design is quite nice. But yeah, well, again, you have to fix everything here. The lighting here is way too bright. I mean, the quality of the render, it is extremely blurry. It doesn't have good resolution. The camera angle is way too wide, and if you look at the chairs, you can see that they're being stretched like that. Okay. I don't understand the material also on the kitchen. I swear, if I take this project, if I open it in 3ds Max, I will fix it in 5 minutes, and you will see how incredible this design could actually look. Because again, I see the design idea here. Okay. Right, I've got one render, which we uploaded a little bit later. All right. So what else? Yeah, all materials have to be fixed, of course. Yeah, I see the glossiness, but yeah, all the kitchenware has to be fixed in terms of materials, etc. In terms of the camera, I would actually just bring it. I would pull it away from this area and make the field of view just way more narrow. All right, so if we proceed to other works that you made after the Video lessons. Well, this one is actually very good. Yeah, I think that this one is pretty nice. I wouldn't actually even fix anything here. I think it looks perfect. This one here, I think it is just a bit too bright for me. In this one also, it is a bit too bright. I would say way too bright. In this one, the verticals, well, I mean, the camera is not set correctly. You can see that the camera is ever so slightly turned to the right and it's looking downwards. So the verticals are not being straightened, which is a big mistake. Also, I don't see the materials on the walls and on the floor. This one actually looks quite nice. I just don't like a lot of walls and a lot of floor and not much over the ceiling. So I would lower the camera and raise the target a little bit. Here we've got some backlighting, which I don't like. But if it wasn't there, I think it would be much better. This one, the same thing. Too little of the ceiling and too much of the floor. Actually, I've been said that the render that I have has to be somewhere here, but I don't see it. Okay, maybe it's maybe it will appear later. Maybe I also need to refresh the page. Okay, anyway, I will find it. So now this one here, the lighting, artificial lighting is way too strong. So everything is okay, but it's just way too bright. In the in this one, yeah, it's better. Here, I actually quite like this one. Yeah, I think this one is also actually very nice. I wouldn't say that I would edit anything here. It is just rather noisy. The ceiling is very noisy. This one is looking very good. I would just make the artificial lighting a bit warmer. Here, the camera angle, as you can see, is way too wide, and also the verticals are not being fixed. The verticals are inclined. But the atmosphere is actually quite interesting here. And I don't like the material on the floor. It doesn't have any glossiness whatsoever. Okay, guys, so let me quickly exit and renew the slideshow. And I think that I might find the work that has been added. Okay, I think this is it. Let me know if this is the render that you sent me. Okay, wonderful. Let's have a look. Well, this is actually not bad. So what do we see here? Well, first of all, I would make the background image I would make the background image a little bit brighter, a little bit less contrasty, and a little bit less saturated. The reason for that is because now it looks darker than the interior. And the thing is that in order to make correct exposure of everything, of the background, of the interior itself, you have to understand how the camera works and how, I mean, real camera in real life. You have to know how it perceives the light. And the thing is that outside a room, any room, the lighting in the daylight is from 30 to 40 times stronger than inside the room. And all the light that is out there in the outside in the street, it comes inside our room through the window. And depending on the size of that window, I mean, the size of this window defines the difference in the brightness outside and inside. So if your window is small, the difference between the exposure of the background and the interior will be huge. So your background will be overexposed. If you have gigantic window like you do here, this difference will be significantly reduced. But still, due to the fact that your camera is quite far from the window in this particular example, the difference, even though the windows are huge, they are panoramic, even despite that, the difference in this brightness outside and inside will be quite big. It means that on the photograph, your photo camera would depict the proper brightness inside the interior, but the exterior, the background, will be slightly overexposed. And in your case, it is actually vice versa. This is why your background is attracting too much attention, because something feels wrong here. So again, you don't have to edit your background very much. Actually, it is you've done a lot of good things with this background. For example, I think that it has quite good resolution. It is not blurry. So it is very good. Second, the perspective is it corresponds to the perspective of the photograph of the background corresponds with the perspective of your camera. And this is also one of the crucial factors. The horizon line also seems to be correct. And this tells a lot about your experience, because background is a very, very tricky thing to do right. So just use color correction to decrease the intensity, increase, the saturation, to increase slightly the brightness, and ever so slightly decrease the contrast. Maybe you can even leave the contrast as it is. So moving further, what I would fix as well is the lighting here. Here it is way too bright. You have highlights over here. So I don't know, if you're using Corona, use filmic highlights parameter in the post settings. What else? I would also lower the camera a little bit down, and I would raise the camera target ever so slightly upward in order to show just a little bit more of the ceiling and just a little bit less of the floor, because this floor down here you can easily cut in half. you can cut all this area away because you don't need it. And also I would make the image aspect a little bit wider. The reason is because the proportion of this window opening is way more horizontal than your image aspect. Your image aspect here seems to be about standard, like 1.33, but your window opening is more like 1.7, 1.8. And the closer your image aspect is to that, to the image aspect of the wall that you are facing, the more harmonic it looks. This image seems to be a little bit, you know, squeezed into this image aspect, and I want just a little bit more air on the side. So I would make your image aspect ratio wider, like 1.5, maybe 1.6. The next thing that I would edit here is a little bit of lighting. So I want this image to be softer on lighting. So I would maybe, well, first of all, in terms of the spotlights, again, put directionality of about 0.45 there. And yeah, this area seems just a little bit too bright. So maybe I would just increase the exposure a little bit, or yeah, maybe just the exposure. I don't know. I would need to play around with it. Okay, I see that I have 2 more renders to analyze, which I will gladly do. However, just look at the timing, guys. It's crazy. I didn't even notice that we have been 1 hour already here, and we are just nearly half through. Yeah, I'm happy to share my thoughts, my friends, because I really want, because you see, in most cases, a much higher quality of your renders is not as far as you think it is. And by tweaking a couple of parameters, you can make such a gigantic difference. So I'm really excited for you. I hope that my feedback really does help you. So also what I would note, what I would work on is the material of the sofa, because the model itself seems okay-ish, but the cushions look bad. They don't look realistic. I would change them. Also, make sure that the stone texture on the table is very sharp. It has to be perfectly sharp. The resolution there has to be perfect. Also, yeah, just make sure that you have highlight compression at 10 in Corona. And yeah, if you just apply all that, you will have just an exquisite render. I just see it. All right, so let me let me renew my presentation once more, because I might have some more renders. Alrighty. Okay, guys. Let's have a look at this. Wow, this is actually a very nice. Wow, there is a lot of detail. Okay, so that is a nice office. Okay. If you're here, let me know. I mean, the author of this work. Okay, just give me 1 second. I need to I need to, you know, scan the work and see what needs to be fixed here. Actually, this one is quite nice. The thing is that what I don't like always is when we combine artificial and natural lighting. I just oh, hello, Brian. So I understand that this is sometimes what the client wants. I hate to combine natural and artificial lighting. I just don't see the point. But that's sometimes what the client wants. So first thing that I would strongly recommend you to pay attention to is, again, the directionality of your spotlights, because I can see that you might have some, but the light, how do you call it in English? The array of light beams, it is rather scattered. So just make it more focused. Try 0.4, 0.45 directionality for your spotlights and just see how different it is going to look like. What I like about your render is that, well, first of all, there is a lot of detail, and even in such a cramped space, you have found quite a good angle, and also you have the verticals that are straight, which is a good sign of an experienced artist. These materials on the sofa actually also look quite nice. I don't like this material, though, but I might be wrong. Maybe it is actually okay. Also, the image here is inverted, but I don't think that's a big problem. I don't know. Actually, this render, it doesn't have any major problems. The only thing that I might look at is the clarity, because I can see here quite a lot of noises. So just make sure you can render it even more cleaner, with even less noise. As for the rest of the things here, I would probably play around with some natural lighting, to introduce some interesting shadows, because now well, I don't see many shadows, and I think that you can find something more here. The image is of very high quality. I mean, the 3D models are amazing, like the flowers here, and etc. Yeah, all the models are quite nice. So there is nothing that is wrong with this particular one. It can only be made more artistic. Well, and in order to make it more artistic, more emotional, I think the main area to play around would be the lighting. Also, if you have a look here, I don't understand what is it that lights up this particular area. If it is this light source, then I think it is wrong. I don't think that it should be like that. I think that it has to be way more directed. Okay, guys, so let's quickly move on, and we have to finish the webinar. Here, well, the first thing that I would absolutely fix is the highlights over here. You can see you have to increase the highlight compression. And the model of the sofa is of quite bad quality, so I would find just a better model, more detailed. Also, as for the lighting, well, you see, guys, it's quite difficult for me to comment the works that of people who didn't study my course, because I have no idea of the background. So I really don't want to say anything too harsh, because my first render was super bad, but I was very happy, and you might feel very happy about this result. from professional standpoint, of course, there is a lot to be fixed. Okay. Okay, guys, I think we have to finish off the webinar. Really, yeah, I think we have seen pretty. Oh, yeah, actually, we've seen all the works. So, I would like to invite you for an entire month of quite intensive work with me. You will get the system of knowledge that will get you there to the top level, and I will fix your works not once, not twice, but all the way through. So we start in the last week of this month, and in the first week you will fill up the knowledge of 3ds Max, on the second of the basics of 3ds Max and navigation. On the second week, you will build your project or enhance the one that you already have. And then you will learn my system of lighting, and also a lot of theory, which has to be learned, which you have to know. Then on the fourth week, we will explore everything there is to know about materials, everything that you need to know. And on the fifth week, we're gonna finish off with the attestation, where I will give you a very elaborate plan of what to fix in your render. So yeah, I will just scroll through the presentation really quick, because the most of you have been here all the way. So on my 1 month training, you will learn how to create photorealistic interior visualizations, build up your portfolio, and attract first customers or find a job in design studio. So this course is for aspiring 3D artists who believe, or interior designers or architecture students who aspire to present their ideas, their projects, and their works in the photographic, photorealistic, and artistic way. I'm the teacher of the course. You have the lessons uploaded on the platform, so you don't need any schedule or timing of the webinars. You will only have the webinars with me once a week, where I fix your works, but you study whenever it is comfortable for you. So you will get strong skills after the course, portfolio with at least 4 stunning renders, community support, free advertising of your work in our Instagram account, large library of assets, and all the plugins you need for work installed. You have 2 options of participation that I suggest you to consider. First is standard, where you get all the information, all the course, and you study on your own. The second format is premium format, where you have the feedback from our professional tech support. And as a bonus for those who opt for premium format, you will have me as your tracker. So I will, on a weekly basis, I will give you my personal feedback on every single work, every single render. So the prices are on your screen, and the standard plan goes for $199 in dollars, and the premium plan goes for $279. If you would like to join, you have to leave your request, and we will contact you back. So you can hit the button underneath the video translation, which will appear shortly, and on the landing page, you will have to choose your plan, And that's pretty much it. I am waiting for the button to appear beneath the video. And then when you hit the button, you have to fill in the form, and we just send you the payment link. This special offer is only available with these prices until tonight, until midnight. And yeah, until midnight London time. And you can basically hit the join the course button right now, and we will contact you. Also, if it's if it's not convenient for you to join now, you can join later, because we launch this course every once in like 2 or 3 weeks, so you will find convenient timing for you. So I wanted to finish off with showing you the works of our students. So I hope that you can hear, you can see them well. And here is some feedback. The course is perfect even for beginners at 3D visualization because of the clarity of lessons and instructions. Also, our curator Anastasia was very helpful throughout the course, had a wonderful experience with the team. Sheriff Musafir is saying that I strongly recommend for this course. Space School is a professional team. Anastasia help is in each and every step. Jesse Louise Thorpe said that this is a great course for beginner or someone moving over from V-Ray to Corona. Very easy to understand and well explained, and support was wonderful. And there is gigantic testimonial from Gabriel Bozio, who says that he's living in Buenos Aires, Argentina. I'm an architect with 10 years experience in design and site building. So anyway, guys, I think I will not read the entire thing. This is pretty much it. I will gladly answer your questions because I got carried away. I got absolutely carried away with giving feedback to your works, but I love it, and I love when you when you are hitting this glass ceiling, and when you break through the ceiling, the feeling is amazing. And very often it's not much that you have to do to break through that ceiling. So let me know what is it that is stopping you maybe from joining, and I answer the questions. I would spend a couple of minutes to answer your questions if you have them. Brian, if you're still with me here, I would say that if this is the level that you achieved by yourself, then you have a great taste and great capabilities. Guys, if you don't have any questions, then let me just thank you for your participation, for being with me all the way. I hope you found this marathon useful. If so, please let me know in the comments. I will be pleased to hear some feedback from you. And if you don't have any questions, then goodbye, and I hope to see you next time. I hope to see you very soon. Just let me know your thoughts. Also, if you have any questions, please ask away. I will spend a couple more minutes in case you are formulating your question. Amulia, no, I'm afraid not, because ForestPack and RailClone is for architectural visualization, for exterior visualization. Yes, of course, you can reach me after the completion of the course. Actually, you will be welcome to contact me anytime, because I actually also need your feedback, because I need to, well, you see, since you guys are from different countries and we are trying to expand globally, I need to understand more about you, about your needs, because because the needs in different countries are different, and I want to adjust my course to the needs of all of you. I have sent request and filed a form. I'd like to join for coming batch, but right now I can book course since I'm going out for a month for professional training. Also, can you provide moderate, flexible? Well, I think well, I'm happy to hear that you would like to join us, Vikram. Flexible plans might be coming in some future. For now, I'm afraid we don't offer them, and this is the reason why the pricing is so affordable, I would say, because any professional training costs at least 2 times more. And but yeah, absolutely, for the future, we will absolutely create something like that. You will be able to join later whenever you want. So the most important thing is that you just did you send the request, so we know that you wanted to join. So when we launch the new batch, we just let you know, and we see you next time then. Okay, I can see that some of you are typing something as well, so I will wait. Okay, that's great. Thank you very much for your feedback. Oh, it's very nice of you. Thank you so much. Eye opener is a good word. There is no exterior visualization course so far, but next year we will absolutely make it. All right, guys. If you have, it is indeed time to finish. If you would like to join the course, you can hit the hit the join the course button, and just leave your requests so that we could contact you and answer your questions later, and invite you to the further streams that we will launch. just stay in touch and look out for our future events, because from now on we will be running free events, I think, on the monthly basis. Vaishali, thank you very much for your comment, and I am happy that you found our webinar useful. I hope to see you next time. And thank you one more time for being with me all these 1.5 hours. How much days we can extend if we miss to perform some task? Don't worry about that. Our job is not to, to kick you out. Our job is to make sure that you get the result. So I don't remember exactly for how long the access to the course is, but I think it's for at least half a year, maybe even for 1 year. So don't worry about that. I'm happy to hear that, Ahmed. So we will see you next time then. All I want is for you to leave us with a quality that you only dreamt about. I want to leave you with the thought that the much better level of renders is much more closer than you might think. Yeah, I'm happy that you received that you got quite a lot of information in these 3 days. Okay, my friends, I would like to thank you one more time for your kind words, for your attention, for the great atmosphere that you provided. And I hope to see you in our next free webinars and marathons. I hope to see you as our students. I would like to help you, and I will be delighted to work with you. And I see you hopefully not in a very distant future. So thank you one more time, and see you soon.